So we have seen all the big name free agents this offseason sign, like JT Realmuto, Trevor Bauer, George Springer, all those free agents sign. But in today's video, we're going to look at the top 10 free agents that have not signed yet this offseason after the top free agents are off the market so far. So yeah, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications because 68% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. Get your life together, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, leave a like. Now let's go ahead and get into this video talking about the top 10 free agents still left on the market after the big free agents have signed so far this offseason. Let's start off with some honorable mentions on this list. First is going to be Mark Melancon, a relief pitcher who pitched for the Atlanta Braves in 2020 and had a very solid 2020 season for the Braves, where he had a 2-1 record with a 2.78 ERA in 23 games, where he had 11 saves and 22.2 innings pitched with 14 strikeouts and 1.28 WHIP. So he had a very, very good season for the Braves. He's not going to cost a lot in free agency. There's been little to no rumors about Mark Melancon, but he's a player that's been a three-time NL All-Star in 2013, 2015, 2016, and NL Reliever of the Year in 2015. So he's a very good relief pitcher, and obviously he's not that same player anymore, but he still could make an impact to a team for a cheap cost. Next is Shane Green, who was also on the Atlanta Braves in 2020, who had a pretty decent 2020 season as well, with a 1-0 record with a 2.60 ERA in 28 games and 27.2 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts, and a 1.12 WHIP. Obviously, he had a lot better of a season with the Tigers in 2019 as an AL All-Star, but he still had a very solid 2020 season in a shortened season. And our final honorable mention on this list is Kevin Pillar, who was on the Rockies and the Giants in 2020, who had 6 home runs, 26 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 288 average with a 336 OBP and a 798 OPS. So Kevin Pillar is an option that's not going to cost your team a lot at all. He should be a very cheap option that could be very, very good for your team. Now let's get into the top 10 free agents still left on the market currently. Coming in at number 10 on my list is Jeremy Jeffress, who pitched for the Chicago Cubs in 2020, who has been very solid in his career. He had a 4-1 record with a 1.54 ERA in 2020 with 22 games and 8 saves. So he was pretty much the closer for the Chicago Cubs team and was a big reason why they were just okay out of the bullpen. He did have a down 2019 season, 3-4 with a 5.02 ERA. But he was really, really good in 2020, and he is one of the more underrated relievers on the market. And if you want to see a underrated free agents video, then make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. But number 10 is Jeremy Jeffress, and he's not going to cost a lot. Like, most of these free agents aren't going to cost a lot. Maybe 1 or 2 of them, maybe even 3 will get over $10 million a year, but that might be a stretch. Next is Yadier Molina of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he's going to most likely re-sign with the Cardinals. It's just a matter of days, and he's got 4 home runs, 16 RBIs, and a 262 average. Yadier Molina is getting there till he's washed, but he's had a great career and still can make an impact defensively for your team, and his offense is not going to be great, but he still can be good defensively. He's a long time, I don't even know how many All-Stars he's got. So many, like 8 All-Stars, 9 All-Stars. I don't even know. So Yadier Molina is coming in at number 9 on this list right now. Coming in at number 8 on my list is Jake Arrieta, who pitched for the Philadelphia Phillies in 2020, where he had a 4-4 record with a 5.08 ERA. That was in a small sample size, and I'm pretty sure he was injured in his time in 2020. He hasn't had the greatest 2019 either. But his 2018, 2017, very solid. And obviously his 2015 where he won the Cy Young. And he's a player that could make an impact to a team. It's just he's not going to get to that Cy Young years. That's not it. But if you could get a 3 to 4 ERA out of a Jake Arrieta, that's pretty good. Coming in at number 7 is Marwin Gonzalez, a utility player who hit 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, and a 211 batting average in 2020. Marwin Gonzalez is a player that is a great utility player, and he is the example of being a really good utility player. 2017, 2018, 2019, all solid seasons, 15 home runs, 55 RBIs, and a 264 average in 2019. He has never been in an all-star game, but he's still a very, very good option for a team that is looking for pretty good production and a decently high batting average, where he's got a 261 batting average in his career, 96 home runs, and 369 average. So Marwin Gonzalez could be a very good option, and he is my number 7th ranked player left in the free agent market. Coming in at number 6 on the list is James Paxton, who's on the New York Yankees in 2020, 1-1 with a 6.64 ERA. He is a high risk, high reward type pitcher. And there's a lot of risk that comes with James Paxton, but he's been solid in his career before with 57 wins, 33 losses, and a 3.58 ERA. And he could be a solid number 2 or number 3 on a team. And he's not going to cost a lot like most of these players on this list, and can be a solid option. He does have a ton of injuries, and there is a lot of risk with a James Paxton move. But if he could be a 3 to 4 ERA pitcher, then he would be very solid. Coming in at number 5 is Taekwon Walker, who was on the Blue Jays and the Mariners in 2020, and he finished overall with 4-3 with a 2.70 ERA, which pretty good season there. But he's been very solid in his career. He did not pitch in 2019, but in 2018, 3.46 ERA. He has a lot of injury problems, and if he can stay healthy, the Taekwon Walker could be a really, really good pitcher. It's just the matter of him staying healthy. 2021 predictions by Baseball Reference, 8-7 with a 3.82 ERA. That's not bad. So, yeah, he can be very solid, and a team's not going to have to pay him much for a very solid starting pitcher that really can eat up innings for this team. Now, coming in at number 4 is Jackie Bradley Jr., a center fielder. And Jackie Bradley Jr. could easily move up in these rankings if he could be consistent hitting. He has such a good glove in center field that he has a lot of value to a team. But if he could hit consistently, then he would be a much better player and would probably be ranked quite a bit higher on this list, if we're being honest. But he put together a very good 2020 season where he had 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, and a 283 batting average. 98 home runs, 376 RBIs, and a 239 average overall in his career. He's going to have a low average from what we're seeing. 2019 was a very good season. 21 home runs, 62 RBIs, and a 225 batting average. That hitting for him is starting to turn around, and that's really what you want here for a Jackie Bradley Jr. And he's not going to cost a lot, even though he is seeking a larger contract in 4 to 5 years, which is crazy. Next, coming in at number 3 on our list is Jake Odorizzi, a starting pitcher who was on the Twins in 2020, where he had an 0-1 with a 6.59 ERA. But that's not really stats because it's 4 games, small sample size, you get the point. 62 and 56 overall in his MLB career with a 3.92 ERA, so he's been very, very good. In 2019, really had his breakout season, 15-7 with a 3.51 ERA. Jake Odorizzi is a really good option that is not going to cost a lot. I wouldn't think, but I could be wrong. But he is an option that can make your team a lot better and could be a number 2, number 3, maybe even number 4 on a championship team. And the Mets have had interest. Other teams have had interest in Jake Odorizzi. Next, coming in at number 2 is Trevor Rosenthal, who was on the Padres. And it looks most likely like he will be going back to the Padres. But he was lights out in 2020. 1-0 with a 0 ERA in 9 games with the Padres. And with Kansas City, 0-0 with a 3.29 ERA, 14 games. And if he could be like he was with the Padres lights out, he is one of the best relievers in baseball. An NL All-Star in 2015, and he's very underrated. No one's really talking about him. And he even was one of the candidates for NL Reliever of the Year. And he was very, very good. It's just he's got to keep that up for a full season, and then I can really rank him even higher, maybe. Or rank him even higher. Maybe he is a better player than our next player coming in at number 1. And that is going to be, and number 1 is Justin Turner of the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2020, where he hit 4 home runs, 23 RBIs, and a 307 batting average. And he had a very good 2019 as well, 27 home runs, 67 RBIs, and a 290 batting average. Overall in his MLB career, 124 home runs, 495 RBIs, and a 292 batting average. So Justin Turner has been very good in his career, and Justin Turner has to be the best available free agent on the market in my opinion. And there have been some teams showing interest, like the Brewers, the Dodgers, teams like that, the Braves, but they've kind of been ruled out, it seems like. So if you want to see the 10 most underrated free agent video tomorrow, then make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. 60% of you, like I said, are not subscribed. Get your life together. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, leave a like. Yeah. Even though a bunch of the top free agents like Trevor Bauer, JT Realmuto, George Springer are off the market, there still are some very good free agents that could make an impact for a team like a Trevor Rosenthal or a Justin Turner. So yeah, thank you for watching, and peace.